This video is a guide to bringing your personal medications into Singapore. Please ask yourself if you are bringing in the medication for yourself or for an immediate family member. If the medication is not for yourself or an immediate family member, please note that you will not be allowed to bring it into Singapore. The first step to getting approval to bring your medication into Singapore is knowing what the active ingredient is. Here are where the active ingredients are located on some common packaging types. Here are some other examples. After determining your medication's active ingredient, please check that your medication does not fall under any of the following categories. 1. Containing controlled drugs listed in Appendix P. 2. Medicinal chewing gums, for example, nicotine gums. 3. Oral dental gums. If your medication falls under any of these categories, you are not allowed to bring them into Singapore. Appendix P can be found in the description below. If your medication does not fall under any of the categories, you are now required to check the following. Does your medication contain psychotropic substances and/or controlled drugs found in Appendix A? If yes, approval is required to bring it into Singapore. Appendix A can be found in the description of the video. If no, does your medication contain more than 20 tablets, capsules of codeine or dextromethorphan or more than 30 mg of codeine or dextromethorphan per tablet or capsule? If yes, approval is required. If no, does your medication contain more than 240 ml of codeine or dextromethorphan liquid or more than 15 mg of codeine or dextromethorphan per 5 ml of liquid? If yes, approval is required. If no, does your medication last for more than 3 months of supply? If yes, approval is required. If no, please take note that approval is not required for medications of 3 months or less of supply. Please take note that if you are transiting within the airport transit zone, you are not required to apply for approval. You may wish to pause the video to take a look at the full flow chart. As previously mentioned, while you are not required to apply for approval if you are transiting within the airport transit zone, please take note that the following are prohibited and are not allowed to be brought into Singapore at all, even in the transit zone. After you have determined that your medication requires approval, you are required to fill in the application form, which can be found in the description of the video. Please submit the application form with the following supporting documents: a copy of your pharmacy dispensed label, a doctor's prescription, a copy of the travel documents showing the name and dates of arrival, departure, and a copy of your passport page with your personal particulars. If the patient is a minor, a copy of the passport page of the accompanying parent or guardian is required. Please submit your application and supporting documents at least 10 working days before your arrival in Singapore.